What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the tavern. I'm Spencer,
And I'm Eli.
and we are sick and tired. He's sick, and I'm tired. Uh,
Woo.
whoa,
Yeah.
yeah. So this might end up being a shorter one, just to clarify. But yeah, the big thing earlier this week. But had something else I wanted to talk about today. It was something I thought about yesterday. I think I was at work when I thought about it, but it was I was thinking about the Daredevil show for some reason. Just kind of popped into my head out of nowhere. And I was thinking, man, the Daredevil show was like the best superhero media ever put out. Like it was solid. And I really what got me thinking about it was the People versus Frank Castle trial. And really the whole second season, but the People versus Frank Castle was phenomenal. Like more entertaining than actual law shows with their courtroom. Um,
That is true.
and it, oh man, that, I mean, it was fantastic. I can't, it, to, I'm trying to remember more of the specific details because it has been a while since I watched it, but I know one of the big plot points was Matt Murdock was not representing Frank Castle. It was his assistant. I don't remember her
It was
name.
foggy.
Oh, was it
Uh
Foggy? It was
yeah,
Foggy and the
foggy
other
was
assistant, right? The blonde haired
yeah.
woman. Whose name?
Karen.
Karen.
Karen Page.
Yes, that's right. Yeah,
The
Foggy and Karen.
worst uh comic book wise, she's like the worst character ever written.
What's up, cheese?
She
Um,
is a terrible character in the
I
comics.
I've never read any of the Daredevil comics that had her in it,
Uh
so.
she sold Daredevil out for Coke.
Oh, yeah, she's much better in this show.
Yeah.
Um,
The actress is also a super big nerd, by the way.
oh really?
Yeah, she played D&D on Critical Role.
Oh, that's awesome. Um,
Hey, jeez.
yeah, that I loved the Daredevil show. There was a lot of things it did right. Um, right from the beginning, it was clear that this was not just a, yeah. There's a lot of other superhero shows that are just kind of contrived or boring or play it too safe. Daredevil didn't play it safe. Daredevil was balls to the wall constantly. Not much
That
is
is true.
popping except Eli is very sick and I am tired.
And I have to go to work tomorrow.
Yes, so this might end up being a shorter podcast, just so you know. But I thought uh, Vincent, I lost his last name, the one who played Wilson Fisk, D'Onofrio.
Oh, yeah.
Vincent D'Onofrio did an absolutely phenomenal job as Kingpin. That I think is the best depiction of Kingpin I've seen. Um,
Um, there's only one that has topped it that I have ever seen.
which one is that?
That is the Kingpin from the original Daredevil movie. The movie sucked, but the Kingpin was awesome.
Okay, I haven't seen the movie. I'll admit.
Um, it has the guy who plays the dude from Green Mile.
Oh, oh,
Yeah,
okay,
that's Kingpin.
interesting.
The super big dude
Yeah.
who
Um,
passed away a couple years ago, I believe.
yeah, I think he did. But yeah, he was great. And then I think all of season two is the best hero anti-hero plot line ever.
Well, you have to remember, that's only the first half of season 2.
Yes, because most of the second half of season two is the People versus Frank Castle.
No, that's the first
Is
half.
that
The
part of the first half?
second, yeah, the second half is Daredevil and Elektra fighting
Oh yeah, Stick, right?
Stick and
The
whatchamacallit.
Hand.
Y- yeah,
Um,
exactly. It's the Hand. I couldn't remember their names. Just really sad, being that Daredevil's my favorite superhero.
yeah, I was gonna say. Um, but yeah, I mean, obviously that portion was the less interesting half of the season, but um,
I
still was.
mean, for most people it was, but I really enjoyed it because I love Electro.
I mean, okay, I like Elektra too, but I didn't love her in the show. I
A lot of
thought
people say that.
I thought she could have been done better in the show. Um, but then even season 3, which I know a lot of people were like, "Oh, season 3 fell off," blah blah blah. Season 3
Season 3
was
was the weakest season of them.
but
However, it was also so good.
it was, yeah, exactly. Just because season 3 was not as good as the other two seasons doesn't mean it was bad. It was still good. That's the thing. It's not like it fell off a cliff. It's not like Dexter final season level, you
Yeah.
know.
It it very much took a different perspective on heroes. Like, hey, this hero has nothing left. Okay. What's he gonna do? Not great things, as it turns out.
Right. Well, and it was Daredevil top to bottom from season 1 to 3 was the best Netflix Marvel show. Um Jessica Jones season 1 fantastic. Season 2, meh. I never watched season 3. Uh Luke Cage season 1 fantastic. Season
Yeah.
2 not fantastic. Not great.
Yeah.
Although major credit to Luke Cage season 2 in the fact that the coolest scene with the MCU Iron Fist was in Luke Cage season 2. It wasn't even in his own show.
Wait, have you actually gone and seen that scene?
Yes, I watched all of Luke Cage.
Oh man, that's such a baller scene for
That scene was the best part of Luke Cage season 2, and it was so good. And I was so happy with it because I was like, finally, they did Iron Fist right. Clarification for everyone in chat, I love Iron Fist. Not my favorite superhero, but still, Iron Fist is up there for me. And after watching the Iron Fist show, it hurt. It hurt to watch. That's how we'll phrase it. Um, and then the Defenders was not great either.
I actually kind of enjoyed the Defenders.
My problem with the Defenders was it was kind of forgettable.
Yeah, and it was very it felt very rushed.
Yes, exactly.
If that makes sense because it's like, we have to have an Avengers level threat that these guys have to deal with. And it's like, no you don't. You just have a um Defenders level threat. Sorry, my brain's
Yes.
going
Yeah, I
real
knew
slow
what you meant.
today.
I knew what you meant. But I mean, I think you can do the Shadow Organization plot right. But now twice I've watched shows where it just wasn't pulled off because like the Hand and in Agents of Shield, Hydra just weren't that interesting of a foe. It was kind of like, well, yeah, Hydra was cool whenever you had the Red Skull, but when it was just Hydra, like, oh yeah, we're a shadow organization pulling everything off, like in the shadows. I don't know. I think you've got to. you've got to execute very, very well on those shadow organization plot lines in superhero
Yeah.
media, since it's so much more entertaining to just watch the actual heroes and villains duke it out.
Yeah,
That
that is true.
when they don't pull off the shadow organization properly, it kind of falls flat, and that's the way I felt about the Hand. While they were a good presence in Daredevil, when they actually turned them into the big threat in in Defenders, it didn't work. They needed some opposing super villains to face.
Now, I said this. I said who they should have fought was should have been the Serpent Society.
Yes, that would have been much better.
Even though that is very much like Luke Cage set that up and not Daredevil, where Daredevil was the flagship show. You have the Serpent Society doing it, and you have Wilson Fisk pulling the strings, or you have the Hand pulling the strings,
Well, I mean,
where it actually feels right.
you could even take a page out of some of the Defenders comic books and pull their villains in together.
Yeah.
Let's see, what's the one that I
I
have
know
one.
there was a run where their villain was what's his face? Deadpool.
So I know they had started a run where the Deadpool was actually going to team up with the Defenders, but it
Oh.
only had one issue. They never continued it. Which I have that one comic, and it pissed me off when I found out they weren't continuing it. Um, but there is one, and it might be that one that they were dealing with three of the group's villains teaming up, and they needed. I believe they were going to employ Deadpool's help to deal with it. Was the plot? But now I can't remember what three villains it was. I feel like it was Bullseye.
Yep, that's always a good one.
It's the other three whose villains I can't remember. Hold on,
Bullseye's an easy one because it's Bullseye.
it's Bullseye. Let me. I might have my. I think my comics are right over there. So if you wanna, I'll still be in the room,
was
but
it Purple Man?
I don't think so. Let me check. I'll go grab one. Just talk about Daredevil.
Yeah, Daredevil's great and awesome, and I love Daredevil. Daredevil's the best. Ooh. No joke. Don't mess with me with Daredevil. Daredevil is my favorite superhero of all time. I don't know why. That was one of those things like as a kid, like my parents were like, "Oh, who's your favorite superhero?" I was like, "Daredevil." They're like, "Who is that?"
Okay. Pull out my entire stack of comics. Let's see. Spider-Man,
Jeez, that's
Deadpool,
rather mean.
Thor. Free comic book day comics. How did I end up with a Watchmen comic? Okay. Avengers, Spider-Man, Thor, Avengers.
But for the most part, I think I just resonated with Daredevil being my favorite superhero just because it was like a guy who, okay, cheese, you don't care, it's okay.
You're playing Pokemon Showdown. Yep, there it is. There we go.
I'll just be quiet now. But no, I just really enjoyed how Daredevil looked, honestly.
I mean, dude, that's part of the reason why I like Moon Knight so much, because he just looks awesome.
Ah, yeah. Moon Knight does look pretty dope. Trying to think of other heroes that I would have like resonated with just because they looked cool.
Right.
And I don't.
Oh, Diamondback. That was one of them.
Diamondback, yep. That
Black Cat.
Serpent Society. Okay. That's a Spider-Man villain.
Yes. But they were fighting for territory for some reason.
Oh, well. Can't help you there.
Oh, and Daredevil in this comic actually, he had the black suit, which I recall
Ooh.
was like, I was like, that's freaking awesome. I love that. I hadn't seen that before.
Nobody else loved it.
Really?
Everyone hated that suit that I can remember. They're like, oh, you need to stick to the classic red. If you're going to change his suit up, at least give us back the classic suit. It's like, nobody liked the classic suit either.
The yellow one.
The most hated suit in comic book history. Oh, shit.
Okay, yeah. It set up Diamondback working with Kingpin.
Yeah, that's another thing that those would have been a good two to get along with.
Yeah, man, why didn't they never finish this comic run? That would have been the most excited I would have been for a comic run, to see Deadpool help the Defenders with Kingpin and Diamondback.
That would have been a really good one.
Let's see. I have another Defenders comic. Who is the villain in these ones? Who the heck is that?
Who?
The Hood. Oh, the Hood. Okay.
Oh, you know who else would have been a perfect villain for the Defenders?
Who?
Taskmaster.
Taskmaster would have been really good.
Get him away from what's her face? The Avengers chick.
Oh, Black Widow.
Yeah. He is definitely way more of a like low tier hero villain for them to fight. He would have been perfect.
Oh man, this is a menagerie of villains.
Well, welcome to anything to do with like Daredevil.
Is that freaking Kang?
Yep, they fight Kang.
What?
Yeah. That's actually one of their big villains is Kang.
That's interesting. That's Shocker. There's quite a few of these that I don't recognize. Actually, a majority of them.
They actually share a lot of villains with Spider-Man.
Yeah, because it's that typical street level.
Yeah.
Oh, that's Bullseye. Okay. That's Hammerhead. All right. Anyways, Getting sidetracked. Yeah, I mean that's the same. Moon Knight shares a lot of villains, but
Yeah, it's the power levels in Marvel is very different than the power levels in DC.
well, that's what
Is the
when Marvel has the fun crossovers where it's like when Moon Knight fights Thor in space. And it's like it's completely atypical for Moon Knight, but him stopping the Mjolnir and like catching Mjolnir, and Thor's like, "What?" Moon Knight's like, "It's made out of moon rock, dude. Of course I'll be able to use it. What do you mean?" um, they bring in cool moments like that here and there, but yeah, DC doesn't really have all that many
it's like
um
Plastic Man fighting Superman. It makes no sense.
right. Well, and like Batman is not just like, oh, he deals with street level thugs. Batman's one of the strongest characters in DC just because of his menagerie of tools. Oh, you want
Uh,
Batman to fight some incredibly powerful super villain? Give him the Hellbat suit.
yeah. That's one of my big problems with DC is it's like, oh, how do we fix anything? Oh, we just overpower everything.
Right.
I don't like that concept. I like, hey, the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Exactly. I love I love the street level heroes. And
Because
obviously they have times where they pull these street level heroes up to the big leagues. Like you have Cosmic Spider-Man.
yeah, like Infinity War where Spider-Man goes and helps Tony Stark and it's like he's like, I was on a class field trip. It's like, hey, yeah, you shouldn't be here, kid.
Right.
This is way above what you should be handling. And it's Peter Parker, so he's like, no, I can help. Just tell me what to do, Mr. Stark. Promptly gets his butt handed to him by Thanos.
Straight up dies.
Yep. Spoiler alert, not spoiler alert.
It's from like 6 years ago now.
That'll be fine. Uh,
Oh boy.
I I just I like the street hero concept. If and I know you do too because it's just like simple fun heroes. They don't have to be overpowered. They don't have to do
Well, yeah. Nobody cares what do y'all think of COD 6? Trash. Um uh, the thing the thing that I hate when it gets into those super powerful heroes, it's like, yeah, well, this super powerful hero can like throw black holes at people, so he beats everybody. But yeah, but this super powerful hero is immune to black holes, so like he could just not take damage from that. And it's like it gets to that point where it's just like, okay, what are we even comparing here anymore? Oh, but Superman, the version of Superman who became the sun and he's now a god and oh blah blah. Like, yeah, okay, cool.
So all I'm hearing is you're saying this, and all I'm hearing is Warhammer.
What?
All I'm hearing is Warhammer because
Why?
that's very much how Warhammer works.
Oh, okay.
Oh, my guy's better than your guy because of this. No, mine's better than yours because of this. Well, mine has lasers that blot out the sun. Well, mine destroys planets.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it gets to be. Um it it's why I don't like doing the debates of who would beat who anymore, because everybody's always got to bring up, oh, well, in this one obscure comic, actually.
Well, actually,
Actually.
I I love how Cheese is so uninterested in
Oh,
us.
yeah, 100%.
But at the same time, he's like, hey guys, talk about actual video game stuff and not normal nerd stuff.
We got the video game stuff coming later. Give us a minute to be comic nerds.
I don't get to be a comic nerd anymore.
Yeah, I know comics aren't cool anymore, man. They never were, but they're not even cool in the nerd community anymore.
That's hurtful.
I mean, it's mostly because of trash writing, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, Cheese. Comics are terrible. Like, why would I choose to read comics whenever they're putting out trash like I Am Not Starfire, or or they suck.
Yeah, that hurts.
Yeah, comics used to be entertaining, man. You used to get a freaking awesome story out of a comic. Yes, I made the joke. Yes, I'm being edgy. Oh, Cheese, you were not watching our Minecraft.
Oh no, he
Stream
was
earlier.
not. Oh,
We made a couple jokes that were a little over the line.
actually, I think I made the least amount.
I think you did. I think I was the worst.
Oh, how the turntables have turned, my friend.
Yeah. Oh, and you want to know the joke I was gonna make when I was blowing up the Nether? I was gonna be like dropping more bombs than Al Qaeda. That's that's the joke that I was gonna make when I was blowing up beds in the Nether looking for netherite. Oh gosh. But anyway,
Oh,
I lost it. I lost it.
I lost the plot,
Oh,
man. I
love
lost
this
the
shit.
plot.
Hey, I do my best, Cheese. I made some worse ones somewhere in there.
Oh, there were a lot of bad jokes today, man.
It didn't help. Tyler brings up Secret Hitler, and I'm like, bro, you got a Jewish man and a German man in the same call. Like, you know the jokes we can't make on here because we'd get in trouble for it.
Yeah.
It would have been worse if you were there. Oh man. It was certainly bad. It was
We played Minecraft and it got Eli was on medicines. Hi, Cheese. Yes. Can't you tell I wanted to be a writer?
Eli is the Jewish one. Eli is Jewish, of Jewish heritage, not of Jewish faith, but of Jewish heritage.
Technically, they don't even count me as Jewish heritage either. So.
Well. But I group keeps telling me I'm not German. Like, okay, I wasn't born in Germany, but I'm still mostly German. Like, most of my family lineage can be traced back to Germany. I'm more than a quarter German. So it's not inaccurate to say I'm German. It's not like the freaking white girls on social media, on freaking Instagram, who are like, yeah, I have like 0.5% Indian in me, so actually I'm Native American. Like, no, you're not. That, yes, I could agree with. Shut up, group! Get out of here! Speak of the devil! You weren't born in Mexico, but your dad is 50% Mexican and his mom literally immigrated from Mexico. Yeah, that's exactly. I believe it. My grandfather, not grandfather, it would have been great grandfather because it was my grandmother's dad, came from Germany. Good night, group. That is unbelievably hilarious that you popped in right as I mentioned you and then you left right after. That is. Jeez. You like to claim that
Oh
it's
man.
funny. So yeah, that's I'm obviously partially because of yes, the fact that I'm mostly German and my best friend is Jewish. So, of course, there's gonna be jokes there.
Oh. Yeah. But
Which
we throw them back and forth at each
I
other, so it's perfectly fine.
I refrain from doing it on stream because I know there are people who are not comfortable with those kind of jokes. I understand that. I'm not gonna be one of those people that's like, oh, you're offended. Like I'm not gonna get. While I think yes, you and me making jokes at each other, nobody else should really have input on what we say to each other. But obviously, it's just joking between friends. Neither of us actually feel any animosity towards said race. But
And like if something we said bothered the other one, one of us would say
one of us
something.
would say something. Exactly.
'Cause we're grown ups.
Well, and it's
And
exactly the reason why I don't use retard around quite a lot of people, because I know there are people who don't like that word. Uh, I I'm fine with the word, and I'm autistic, so I should get to call myself whatever I want to. But I do understand there are people who do, I mean, like my own mom doesn't like that word, so I don't use that word around her because I know she doesn't like it. Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, exactly. I find it funny. And I'm not just I don't use it maliciously. Most of the time when I'm using it, I'm referring to myself as such. Like
I found it so funny. I was listening to a comedian and he was like, "Yeah, I was working at a special needs school and I got onto one of the girls because she kept saying the R word. And the principal came over to me and was like, "Hey, everyone in this class is special needs, so it's okay. They can say what they would like." And he
yeah,
was like, "Oh, am I special needs?" And they're like, "No, dummy."
yeah, I mean, like you should be able to refer to yourself as whatever you want to refer to yourself as in a sense of that. Like, obviously walking around being like, yeah, I'm the best, but you know, like me insulting myself by calling myself a retard, like, why does anybody else care? I'm referring to myself as such, and I'm autistic, so it's true. Like, it's legitimately the case. I'm not even lying. I also love Cheese saying, I think the word is cool.
Oh, jeez, you get us every time.
Oh, boy. But yeah, it's one of those things. Like, I don't treat it. I don't call people with serious mental disabilities that word. I don't use that word to describe them. Like, I don't use it in an insulting manner unless I'm referring to myself as such. Then yes, I'm insulting myself. Does that hurt your feelings that I insult myself sometimes? Because
Me?
no, I'm more general.
Oh.
Like I
About to say,
understand
listen, man,
if
you've heard me talk about myself,
I
so
was,
I don't think I got much room to talk.
yeah, exactly. So it's one of those things where if somebody's like, "Hey, I'm really not cool with that word. Do you mind?" I'd be like, "Yeah, I got you. I won't. I'll refrain from using it when I'm around you." But if someone comes at me and they're like, that word is," and just blah 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 blah. Oh, Well, that's unfortunate because I don't care. I am one of the people that word would be directed towards. So, you know what? It's like what's his name? Ricky uh he's a YouTuber.
Reveus?
Berwick, I think.
Oh.
Uh he's disabled and he's used that word on multiple occasions and he's had people get onto him like, "Oh, you're not supposed to use that word." And he's like, "Why not? I should be allowed to use the word."
Oh, is it the guy in the wheelchair?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, he's hilarious by the way. Like I love him. But
I have seen.
I absolutely agree with it. Like why shouldn't I be allowed to use the word? um
Oh.
but anyways, a little off topic, but I don't think you should insult people, but I also don't think words should be taken so seriously. That's my stance on that kind of thing. There are certain things where it's like, yeah, don't say that. But what y'all think about the funny word? Oh gosh, what word are you referring to? I have my funny word. That's the one I was just talking about. I'm afraid of what you're gonna say. the the word I can't say.
Huh.
I don't use that word. That's one of those words that I'm like, I don't use that. I I I don't like that word. That's one of those words that I just don't like the sound of. It's the same thing as a certain word that starts with C that's used to describe female genitalia. I don't like the sound of the word. I don't know why. I don't know what it is about that word in
You mean the
particular.
one I used like 3 times in the Minecraft episode today?
Yes.
Eli was a little
You
hot
have
today.
permission. You got the pass.
Me?
No, cheese.
Okay. No.
Oh boy. Yeah, no, I've never used that word. I believe I got the pass from somebody I used to play football with, and I was like, nah, I'm not gonna use that word. I I don't like that word. I mean, I appreciate it. It means a lot that you respect me enough to give me the privilege to use that word, but I'm still not comfortable using that word. I'm just not going to use it. Um, but that's, I mean, people that do use it, fine. Okay, it's. I'm not going to use it. Now, if you're using it to insult somebody, yeah, no, I don't agree with that. But
We're gonna have some problems.
exactly, and that's the way I feel about. That's the way I feel about anything. I mean, if you like when I call you an idiot, I'm referring to I'm just joking around. I'm not legitimately trying to insult you.
I mean, even if you were, I would. Listen, man. We've known each other for how long?
Yeah, exactly.
I do deserve to be called an idiot from time to time.
But it's not like there's not vitriol behind it. Even whenever you
there
do
could
something
be, there.
dumb, it's still like a little bit jokey. Like you moron. Like,
Listen, I would not blame
up,
you
Core?
if you came at me full force, because I have been known to do some pretty dumb things.
Well, and I mean we've got at each other. We've thrown some crazy insults back and forth at each other. But there's a difference between doing it with a friend and just like insulting somebody. Like
Yeah.
there was actually somebody a customer at work got kicked out the other day because he cursed out a supervisor.
Oh.
He told one of the supervisors to go F themselves. And it's like,
Mhm.
yeah, If I were to say that to you, it's a joke. But somebody says that to me in a situation where they're upset at me, it's not a joke. And I'm not going to take it as such. So that's the line that I've always drawn with that kind of stuff. Like if you're just
I I
screwing
don't know
around,
how I would take it because like you've known me for a long enough time. There's not much you could say or do to really get under my skin.
oh dude, see that I'm the same exact way. I've been called names before. I've had people at work call me moron, jackass, whatever, different names they can come up with. And I'm just like, okay, glad I could help you. But I will say, if anyone ever takes the step of calling me retarded, oh, I'm going to savor every single minute. Oh, you're going to call the autistic person that. Oh, really? Oh, okay. I will absolutely like I will savor every second of it. Let me go get one of my managers and tell him exactly what you just called me. That's the kind of thing that, like, am I actually going to have my feelings hurt by it? No, absolutely not. As a matter of fact, I'll be laughing for the rest of my
I'll get a
shift.
good laugh out of it.
But I will absolutely take that opportunity to turn around and on them and be like, have fun never coming back to this store again. It's one of those things where when enough customers piss you off and you finally get the chance to take it out on one that was being an a-hole to you, oh boy, it's so satisfying. It's absolutely remarkable.
Yeah, I don't have that problem.
It's like when we worked at the pizza place together, and that I kept delivering to that same house, and they would never tip me.
Oh,
I delivered
yeah.
like 4 times, and then eventually one of the owners was just like, "They didn't tip you again?" Like, yeah, no, they didn't. He pulls out a 20 out of the drawer and says, "This is the tip. We'll charge them, and we will start charging them extra from now on until they start tipping." Really? It's like, yeah, we will pull your tip out of the drawer and charge them for it since they're not tipping. I was like, oh, okay, cool.
And
That was the only time they ever did that. It was only ever for that one person. But seriously, it was because that person was an asshole who not only would be like, "Oh, you didn't get a pizza here fast enough." They'd send things back. They'd complain. They'd do this and that, and then not tip on top of all of it. And so eventually, they were just like, you know what? They can either start tipping you, they can start paying this extra delivery fee, or they can go somewhere else.
yeah,
They can get their pizza from elsewhere. Uh,
man.
yeah, W manager. Yeah, that was probably the best thing that manager ever did for me. That owner.
Yeah, I know exactly which one it is too.
Oh yeah. No need to use names.
Yeah.
But anyways, we should probably get on to our next topic. Off this little tangent of whatever it was. But Xbox Game Showcase just happened earlier this. Was it yesterday? Did it happen yesterday?
I don't know. I was dead to the world yesterday.
That's fair. No, it was 2 days ago.
I was dead to the world 2 days ago.
Fair enough. Let's go the interesting stuff. Okay, so here is a list of all the games announced, and not all of these are individual games. Some of them are DLC, but we got Call of Duty Black Ops 6. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, Gears of War E-Day, Doom the Dark Ages, Avowed, Diablo 4 DLC, I think that says Vessel of Hatred, Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, World of Warcraft, another expansion for that, Dragon Age, The Veilguard, Assassin's Creed Shadows, Stalker 2, Heart of Chernobyl. Ooh.
That
Ooh.
sounds like a horror game.
Stalker back? Oh man, Age of Mythology Retold, Fable Remaster, Mixtape, Perfect Dark Remaster, Expedition 33, South of Midnight, Starfield Shattered Space DLC for Starfield, State of Decay 3, Wu Chang Fallen Feathers, Elder Scrolls Online expansion, Metal Gear Solid 6, or is that Snake Eater? It's a remaster of Snake Eater. Fallout 76 Skyline Valley, so another expansion for that. A New Life is Strange game, more Sea of Thieves stuff. Adamfall, Flintlock, The Siege of Dawn, Winter Burrow, Fragpunk, and Mecha Break. So there's quite a few of these that we'll have to look at because I don't know what they are.
Mecha Break might be like a remastered.
Avowed is released in 2020. Will be released in 2024. I'm actually really interested in Avowed.
I've heard a lot about it.
Doom the Dark Ages,
I'm not.
might have to cop that. Friends are forcing you to get Sparking Zero. Also, Stalker. What's that? Oh, jeez. Stalker is a fantastic horror shooter that takes place in Chernobyl, and it's like creatures mutated by the radiation. Fable remaster. Got to tell your older brothers. These games seem kind of fire. Is gaming back? I don't know. Gaming might be back.
I doubt it.
Yeah, no. AAA gaming is probably not back. Indie gaming never left. Indie gaming is still making some absolutely fire content, but
yeah. But they'll all be bought out by Microsoft and then disbanded.
that's the way it works. Okay, Gears of War E-Day is set during the Emergence.
So is that when it first started, I wondered?
Yes.
That might be interesting to play.
It might actually. I have to agree with that.
But I gotta...
Tazio? I don't know what that is.
I want to see how it looks before I mess with it, because I am not a big Gears fan.
I hate Gears of War. I've played through the whole first game. I think I still... No, I got rid of them. I had 1 through 3 because I bought them like $1 each at a yard sale or something, and I finished 1. I have a friend who absolutely loves Gears of War. Like, it's his favorite franchise. I tried to play through it just to get an understanding of where he's at, and I hated it. I hated it. I couldn't do it. Perfect Dark is going to be an interesting...
Yeah.
South of Midnight, third-person action-adventure game from the We Happy Few creators.
Oh?
Interesting.
Oh, that'll be a fun one. Except I did not like We Happy Few.
Yeah, I know a lot of people were not fans of it. I never played it. Huh. State of Decay 3 is interesting. I still never played the other two. they were always that they were a unique style of zombie game that I could appreciate, but I
It
I was
not the one I wanted to play.
I was gonna say it was always like I kind of want to play that, but then okay, I gotta ask you like about this. Is there ever a time when you look at a game and you're like, that could be interesting, but it also feels like it could be a chore to play?
Oh, yeah.
Like that's kind of the way I felt about State of Decay, where I'm like, it could be one of those games where I really enjoy it, but it might not be. And that's the way I felt about Dark Souls before I actually got into it. Um, but
Fair enough. I mean, I just I have a hard time with a lot of games, because I have a very hard time getting into games and staying into games.
I also have that problem on occasion.
But at the same time, it's like if I need like I would love to sit down and do a lot more with gaming, but it's like I don't like okay, other than me being sick this weekend, which has really hampered me.
Hmm.
Um but I mean, that is what it is. We all get sick from time to time.
Oh yeah.
But um I lost my train of thought. It's just I have a hard time keeping up with games nowadays. Like I would love to sit down and like if they put out another Halo game, sit down and play it, but I probably just don't have the time.
Yeah. And I mean that's the way it goes.
That's the way the cookie crumbles as you get older.
And that's I've kind of always maintained that like it's my favorite thing to do. So a lot of the times I end up skimping out on movies or TV shows to play video games instead. Um cuz that's always been my thing. I love video games. So yeah, of course most of the time I'm going to play them.
See, the funny thing is I love writing, so that's why I end up always watching shows and shit.
That's fair. You don't want to become decrepit like us. Oh, don't worry,
Uh,
Cheese. You think we're in a bad state? It only gets worse from here.
don't tell me that. Please don't do that to me.
No. Life is great. I enjoy life.
Yeah. Woo.
I that's not me like joking around or being facetious. I legitimately enjoy life. Um,
It
even through
has its
the
moments.
even through the difficult, like yeah, having to go to work sucks, but and I will say like if I could get into a job I actually enjoyed, I'm sure I'd be having even more fun. But I think I've always I can't say I've always, but since my late teens and how bad those went, um, I have been a lot more laid back.
Yeah, that
It,
is true.
it really is just like F it, we ball. Like, because I mean, I could delve into a little bit of a story about myself. I in my late teens I struggled with epilepsy a lot. I still have it. I haven't had any seizures in a long time because I found out that my seizures were stress related, and I was very stressed all the time in my late teens because I was taking everything to heart and I was worried about everything and I let things get to me too often. And and so those were rough years because of that. As I've matured a little bit and I've been able to take things in stride better, I've not had that many issues. And there's a lot of things where it's just like before I used to be like, man, work sucks. I don't want to go to work. I hate my life because I have to work. And now I'm just like, I'm at work for 5 hours out of the day, and I can tell you I am giving approximately 10% of my effort while I'm there. So I'm really just chilling when I'm at work, and I get my job done, but I don't go above and beyond because there's no point in that. I don't get rewarded for that, so why would I? But it really is just chilling, and then when I'm not at work, I get to do what I want. Minimum wage, minimum work. I'm not even minimum wage. I'm making
Yeah,
actually a decent amount of money for the job that I'm doing.
he actually makes more than
I
me.
make more than Eli. I make $20 an hour, which, you know, 4 years ago was great. Now it's like, wow, you only make $20 an hour? Quiet quitting. Oh, there's so many names. There's so many names that have been tagged to it. It is hilarious. I mean, it's like they can't get mad at me because I'm still getting my job done, but I'm not gonna go jumping over the moon to really impress because I know I'm not gonna get anything out of it. So there's no point. You made $5 yesterday. What about the millions I get from YouTube? Uh, see, here's the thing. No.
Not how YouTube
I
works.
haven't made a cent from YouTube. I gotta break 500 subs before I can even monetize YouTube, and even at that point, I'd be making barely anything. Um,
Don't look at me. I don't make money at all.
yeah. But
Maybe if I went back into the other side of like my profession, like private culinary,
oh
I
yeah,
would make bank,
you'd probably make
but
decent amount of money doing that.
I I I mean it'd probably be right. I'd probably be in the $30 an hour mark, but I just don't have the time or energy to deal with that anymore.
Um, but yeah, well, I'll be honest here. I'll drop a little piece of wisdom. Money is not that important. It might sound crazy, but really, as long as you have enough money to meet your basic needs, you don't need a bunch of money to have a nice
Have fun.
car or a nice like yeah, exactly, to have fun. I I'll admit, even though I make a somewhat decent amount of money, most of that money goes to rent and to food and to paying for my school. I barely actually get to see any of that. Um,
Yeah.
but that doesn't mean I don't have any money because I do. I still get at least a decent amount of money, but it's not like I'm, comfortable. There are times that I'm sitting there like, okay, I need to pinch pennies because we're in a rough spot. But I never really worry about it. I never have been worried. Like, oh man, I'm not gonna have enough money for it. So I guess my piece of advice is don't spend your life chasing money because
Enjoy yourself. Live a little, have some fun.
live a little, and yeah, it's just don't get lost in the pursuit of money that you end up losing other things. You know, like for example, I hate EA, Electronic Arts. I hate Electronic Arts. I don't care how much money Electronic Arts offered me to work for them. I will not work for them. Because it's my principle. It's my personal thing. I'm not going to compromise myself and my own morals for money. And that's something that I think if you would legitimately change your own morals or go against your own beliefs for money, you need to reevaluate yourself. You would,
Listen,
no
man,
question
$20
asked.
is
Okay,
$20.
obvious. Yeah, all right. You're gonna make the joke. I know that, but it like I'm being legitimate. Like, you know, money isn't so important that like I'm not gonna work a job that I absolutely hate, and I know I'll hate because EA tortures their developers. EA is terrible to their developers. I don't care how much money I'm doing. I'm not going or how much money I'm making. I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to suffer through a terrible company's brutal uh, demands. I can easily go somewhere else, make less money, and do something that I want to do.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's important. Do what you. I know the whole cliche, you know,
If you
do
do what you
something you
love,
love, you'll never work a day in your
you never
life.
work a day in
But
your life.
really, I think a better allegory would be uh if you're doing what you love, you won't care how much money you're making from it.
Yeah.
Your situation would require you to take that offer. And that's the unfortunate thing about life most of the time is sometimes it forces you to be put in a situation where you need to take the money. And this is also not me saying, "Oh, if you get a good offer from a company, like don't take the money." But
Yeah.
like for example, EA is my personal thing. Like if somebody else wants to work for EA to make a bunch of money, absolutely.
Mine's Disney. I will not work for Disney.
Disney's in the same boat for me. I refuse to work for anything Disney. How much money would you
Uh,
take for Blizzard to drink your what?
huh. Yeah. I don't know the answer to that one. Spencer, you're up.
Nope. 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 Uh-uh.
Ah.
That is nope.
Yeah, it's just
Those
like
reports of
I would
stolen
rather
breast
take a
milk in
long
Blizzard office. Yeah, Blizzard is another one that I will never work for.
I would rather take a long walk off a short pier with cement shoes than work for Disney. Because I cannot stand the way they treat people.
Oh yeah. One, I think they're just terrible as a company. Um it's yeah, and that's the way I feel about a a lot of there's a couple of companies that I have on my list of like don't work for that company. Like but I mean there's other things too where it's like I I uh I have worn a ring since I was in high school that was basically to signify that I was going to remain abstinent until marriage. And that's something that is non-negotiable for me. And I surprised somebody because I was like, yeah, no, if I if I am in the position where I could be getting into a relationship with a girl and I say, no, I'm not doing it until marriage, and she was like, oh, well, I don't agree with that. I'm like, cool. Then you can find someone else. That it's like legitimately, I will turn down a woman if she's not willing to corroborate with that, because that's something I'm not going to compromise on.
I'm not
Maybe.
gonna make the joke this time.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, I mean, legitimately, like that's I'm not going to waver on that. I've worn this
Yeah.
freaking ring for over a decade at this point, and it ain't coming off my finger until my wedding day, and I will be sure
Hey,
to
hey,
not cross a
can I
boundary
take
with it.
can 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 I take it off your finger on your wedding?
No, it's my wife will take it off my finger on my wedding.
But I think it would be funny if I got it.
Why would it be funny?
I don't know. Because I'll throw it into the crowd.
Oh, okay. Whoever catches this ring is the next one to not get any for 25 years. Everybody's diving out of the way, trying not to get hit by the ring.
It's the complete opposite of the bouquet.
Yeah, exactly. Have you ever seen the video of the woman, the bride throws the bouquet back, and the one woman catches it, and the camera pans over to a guy
Who
booking
just
it
takes
like
off.
full
Yep.
suit. He is full tilt sprint, jumps in his truck, and drives away.
Yep. That's me.
Is there a second extremely tight ring on the lowest finger? Jeez.
There is
Oh my gosh. But yeah, I think I think the moral of the story, if you're going to have uh
If you're going to compromise your morals, make it worth your while.
that is not at all what the moral was. Don't listen to him.
No, you do whatever you want.
If you're going to have morals, you need to make sure that you don't compromise them.
Let's go.
Don't compromise your morals to get money, to get girls,
Thank
to
you,
get fame.
cheese.
Never do that. Never. Don't listen to him,
Woo,
cheese.
woo, 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 woo.
Don't listen to a man hopped up off Dayquil.
I haven't taken any in hours, and it's starting to come out because it, uh, yeah. Woo. Sigma, Sigma.
Literally seconds ago, you were calling me based. Ugh.
I've won the side of the.
Only compromise yourself if you can get a cool sword out of it.
Oh, hold on. That actually makes a good point. If you can do that, do it. Because I would. I'd take off my pants first.
On a cool sword. Oh boy. All right. Well, I think that's a solid ending for this episode.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
On the subject of compromising yourself, Minecraft YouTubers. Nope. Nope. Nuh-uh. Nope.
Okay. I will say I had a lot of fun today, even though I was barely there for most of it.
Oh yeah, dude. The thing is, by myself I can play Minecraft for like 5 minutes before I get bored, but with my friends, it's easily.
That kind of went off the rails today. Uh, who was the guy I wanted to pull a quote from?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that cheese. That was funny. Like, no, we're not gonna talk about Minecraft YouTubers. I love it is unbelievably hilarious that okay, in a morbid sense, I will say that all you have to do is mention Minecraft YouTubers and everybody instantly knows what you're talking about.
Mm,
Uh, like
yeah.
I saw a post that was pretty funny that it was a girl that was like me realizing that all those Minecraft I would have had a chance with all those Minecraft YouTubers I had a crush on at age 12. It's like, oh, oh no.
Hot damn.
Oh, what was I gonna? Oh yeah, I remember.
I'm. Are you gonna pull my quote from today's
I really
stream?
want to. I honestly. So neither. Okay, Gourd Cheese. Neither of you guys were here for Eli's quote today, but Tyler was abusing Eli, just straight up bullying him while he's trying to build a house. Eli's just like, I'm trying to build my house, and Tyler keeps messing with everything, and Eli was losing his mind. Tyler's like a toddler, just causing chaos. Eli is having a full-on mental breakdown, and Eli says, I built this to be a house, but it's just a prison of my own demise. It's like, that is an absolutely fantastic quote, Eli.
Man, I don't know how I came off the hip with that one. And the funniest part was I knew it was funny because everybody stopped what they were doing to laugh.
Oh boy.
Oh man. Here we go. Um oh man. From Ernest Hemingway. The first draft of anything is shit.
Yep, that sounds like Hemingway.
I love Hemingway. Funny enough, he survived 2 plane crashes in 1 week. And then everyone was saying that he was dead until he walks out of the jungle in Africa carrying bananas with a bottle of gin, commenting on how lucky he is.
I have you ever seen Randy Feltface's recap of his entire life?
No.
Oh man, it's he recaps Ernest Hemingway in like 3 minutes, and it's fantastic. Um, okay, yeah, I got my quote for the day. Nothing is
Man, I
more
gotta write.
badass than treating a woman with respect. Mr. Torg, Borderlands 2.
Yep. Man, I gotta go pull that quote because the funniest part is I had just died to zombies.
You were so it was the funniest part about it, I think, was you were so defeated. It wasn't like you weren't trying to say something profound. You were like high off a Dayquil, you're still sick, you're being tormented by Tyler and other Minecraft mobs. And it was is such like it's just
I
like a
from the heart.
yeah, it was from the heart. It was like a defeat quote in a video game. Like oh man, it was phenomenal.
Oh man, then I had the squatters right joke.
The squatters' rights joke was pretty funny.
That was because I didn't even say anything. I was just like, Spencer, go look at my stream as I'm just standing still staring at the sign I posted.
It wasn't even like, come here, I did something. It was like, go open my stream. Oh boy. Yeah, that was good. That was good. But anyways, thank you everybody for tuning in for another episode of Bardic Blunders. We'll be back next week as always. I will be streaming tomorrow. I forgot what I'm streaming.
And come hell or high water, I'm streaming Thursday, and I'm gonna try and make it a writing stream.
Oh, I'm streaming Rolling Hills, Make Sushi, Make Friends.
Oh. Oh.
You alright there, bud?
Oh no, that ramen did not. Oh no.
Why did you eat ramen?
Because I put a ton of ginger and garlic in it.
Okay, that's fair.
And then chili powder.
But
and black pepper.
Yes, Eli is dying indeed. But yep, thank you all so much. Hope you have a great rest of your night.
Viva la resistance!
Tally ho!
Tally ho!